To chopped tomato and red onion, he adds a dollop of chipotle paste and then gets creative.
I never thought I'd be mashing salsa, quite chunky.
Maybe try something else?
This might work. Fish cakes are a personal favourite of mine, especially sweet potato.
Ryan squeezes lemon over his haddock fillets and pops into bake.
So the oven's a bit temperamental. When I first moved here, I had a few mishaps where I'd set timers for pizzas, come back, look back, and it's ruined. So hopefully I've learnt the oven now.
Fingers crossed. Next, he chops up spring onions. But what type of girl would put a spring in his step?
What appeals to me about girls is really they can hold their own with a bit of banter and can take a joke really and stand up for themselves. Maybe have a bit of a fiery side, so someone like Jennifer Lawrence. If Jennifer Lawrence turned up and it was her on dinner date, I'd be pretty impressed.
Unbelievably, the Oscar-winning millionaire actress was double booked, but hopefully Hayley can become his leading lady. Next, he flakes the baked haddock, mashes up his sweet spuds, it all gets mixed together with spring onion, and cakes of fish are formed.
I think it will just about be enough, which is all right.
Now to quickly knock up some breadcrumbs.
I was meant to use my housemate's smoothie maker as a blender, but I think she's taken the bottle part of it to work.
Better get a plan B or his fish cakes could be toast.
The last resort is probably to grate the bread, but I've never really done that before.
Not sure anyone else has either.
Yeah, this is gonna take a while.
Great. He coats his fish cakes with flour, egg, toasty breadcrumbs.
That one's much better. That one's a lot nicer.
And they'll be cooked once his date arrives. Last job's his starter.
Starter is halloumi dippers with homemade salsa. What girl these days doesn't like halloumi?
Those of the lactose-intolerant variety, maybe. The halloumi also gets treated to a toasty coating.
It's not quite sticking as well as I'd hoped, but hopefully they'll still come out tasting all right.
Just the homemade salsa to go.
It would have been a lot easier if I had my blender, but it looks like I'd have to do it by hand.
To chopped tomato and red onion, he adds a dollop of chipotle paste and then gets creative.
I never thought I'd be mashing salsa, quite chunky.
Maybe try something else?
This might work. It's usually used for hitting steaks. This is how they must have made salsa when they were cavemen.
Yabba dabba don't think that's working, is it? Hand blender up next.
Oh. It's going absolutely everywhere. I'm literally covered in salsa.
With every kitchen utensil at his disposal used, the salsa's finally ready.